The Valiant sliced through the dark expanse of space, its hull shimmering against the backdrop of distant stars. Commander Alex Reed stood on the observation deck, the images of galactic wonders reflected in his eyes. He had faced countless battles in the name of humanity's expansion, but this mission on the Lax Prime felt different. "Commander," called Ensign Mason, stepping up beside him, "are you ready for the briefing? The alien delegates will be arriving any moment." Alex nodded but barely heard him, lost in thoughts of the unknown, thoughts that were suddenly interrupted by the sound of a crowd gathering below. "Let's get the show on the road," Mason said, grinning. "You're going to charm those Thalaxians. Is that how you see it?" Alex quipped, a hint of a smile breaking through his stoic demeanor. He had always preferred action to diplomacy, but this was the new reality for Earth's bravest souls. "I suppose we'll see if charm cuts it." As they made their way to the main hall, the atmosphere buzzed with excitement. The room opened before them like a grand theater, and the colors of the alien species filled the space. Thalaxians were unlike anything Alex had seen. Skin that shifted hues like the auroras of his home planet and features that blended beauty and the exotic. "Mason, think we'll end up trading things like spices and alien art?" Alex mused, his heart rate quickening as he took in the scene. "Or maybe they'll just take us to a new level of galactic cuisine," Mason chuckled. "Could be an upgrade from military rations." The doors swung open to reveal a scene of structured chaos. Delegates bustled about, and a wave of tension hung in the air, tangled with curiosity. At the center of the hall, Lyra stood, her ethereal presence commanding attention. She was a Thalaxian ambassador, and her shimmering skin caught the light in an almost hypnotic way. As she moved gracefully, her luminous eyes glinted with intelligence and a hint of mischief. "Wow," Mason whispered, nudging Alex profusely. "She's breathtaking." As if sensing his gaze, Lyra looked over and locked eyes with Alex. A spark ignited between them that neither could ignore. She wore a smile, polite yet knowing, as though she could read his very soul. "Commander Reed," a deep voice interrupted, pulling him from the moment. It was Ambassador Theric, the senior Thalaxian delegate. "Welcome to the Lax Prime." "Ambassador Theric," Alex replied, shaking the delegate's hand. His grip was warm, but not without its own oddities. It felt almost electric. "I trust your journey was uneventful?" "There were no surprises," Alex said, glancing back at Lyra, who had turned her attention to another delegate. "Just the usual interstellar travel." "Good," Theric replied, his sharp gaze lingering on Alex. "We will need strong alliances in the days to come. Things are changing." "Or rather, they have changed." "What do you mean?" Alex asked, a pit forming in his stomach. "The relationship between Earth and the Lax, like the cosmos, is expansive and unpredictable. We are at a critical juncture," Theric began to explain, eyeing the crowd around them. "We hope to explore our futures together through shared knowledge, not conflict." As the ambassador spoke, Alex felt a gentle touch on his arm. It was Lyra, her presence sending a shiver down his spine. "Commander," she said, her voice smooth but punctuated with curiosity, "I have heard much of your exploits. Do you think you can handle the complexities of our cultures?" Alex chuckled, trying to mask the nerves fluttering in his chest. "Complexity is my middle name. I've traveled the stars and faced challenges far beyond what we're discussing." A knowing smile broke on Lyra's face, and she narrowed her eyes playfully. "So, you're saying you consider us a challenge?" "I'm saying I consider all of this a unique opportunity," he replied, gesturing to the gathering around them. "But you're definitely one of the more intriguing aspects." Lyra raised an eyebrow, clearly amused. "Intriguing? That's one way to put it. Does that mean you will accept an invitation to join us at the Corlith Festival tomorrow?" "I'd be honored," Alex responded, adrenaline pooling in his veins. "Wonderful. You will get to see our traditions firsthand." Lyra's enthusiasm was infectious, and Alex felt drawn into her orbit. Mason wandered over, easing into the conversation. "Did I hear about a festival?" "Commander, you should definitely take her up on that offer. Right? It's not every day you get to see an alien festival," Mason encouraged, elbowing Alex gently. "Think of the stories we could bring back." Alex turned serious, glancing back at Lyra, who awaited his response. "I'll be there," he promised, a tentative smile creeping onto his lips. "What's the Corlith Festival all about?" "It celebrates the unity of our planet. Dance, food, songs, and stories, each element woven together like the fabric of our cultures," she explained, her eyes lighting up. "You'll experience our joys as we celebrate the connections between us all." "Sounds fantastic," Alex replied, a genuine smile forming. "I'd love to see how your people celebrate. Just be ready," she warned playfully. "It can get quite lively." As the day went on, discussions of trade and shared technology filled the air, but Alex found himself glancing toward Lyra more often than not. Every time she spoke or laughed, it felt as if the world around him faded momentarily. By the end of the day's formalities, delegates exchanged farewells, but as Alex stood to leave, Lyra caught his eye once more. "Commander," she called softly. He turned back. "Yes. May I have a moment of your time before you depart? I would like to discuss our future, our collaboration more deeply." "Of course," he responded, feeling the weight of her gaze. They stepped to a quieter corner, away from prying ears. The bustling noise of the hall shifted to a soft murmur, but the intensity of their proximity drowned out everything else. "I see potential in you," Lyra declared, her voice barely above a whisper. "Potential? I'm just a commander," he said, though his heart raced. "You're so much more than that." "I sense a willingness to understand, to reach across the void," she replied, her sincerity shining through. "We need more leaders like you." "Leaders?" he echoed, taken aback. "I'm just trying to do my part." "And that's what makes you remarkable," she countered, stepping closer. "The fire in your eyes tells me you want more than just to survive, you want to connect." With their eyes locked, an undeniable chemistry pulsed between them, an unspoken language that bridged their worlds. "I'm eager to connect," Alex said, heart racing with each beat. "It seems we're both searching for something more." Lyra smiled, a genuine expression that lit her whole being. "Then let us begin our journey with open hearts." As they parted that evening, the air felt electric, as if they were not just two representatives from different worlds, but kindred spirits discovering the first sparks of a profound bond. Alex took a last glance back at Lyra, her figure framed by the shimmering lights of the hall, and he knew this was just the beginning. Chapter 2: Breaking Barriers. The sun hung low in the sky on the day of the Corlith festival, casting golden beams across the vibrant landscape of the Lax Prime. As Alex stepped outside the Valiant's landing bay, the intoxicating scent of exotic blooms filled the air. Throngs of Thalaxians in their shimmering attire danced and chatted in the bustling market just beyond the craft. "Commander Reed, I presume," a voice called. Alex turned to find Lyra weaving through the crowd, her radiant skin glistening in the sun, her smile as bright as the day itself. "You made it." "Wouldn't miss it for the world," he replied, grinning. "This place looks incredible." "It is," she said, clasping her hands together. "Today you'll see our customs, our legacy. Are you ready?" "Absolutely," he said, laughing. "What's first on the agenda?" "Food. You must try our local delicacies." "Follow me." Lyra beckoned, her enthusiasm infectious. As they walked, Alex noticed the way the Thalaxians greeted each other with warm embraces and laughter, their expressions filled with joy. "Is it always this vibrant?" Alex asked, genuinely curious. "Always." Lyra paused, turning to face him. "We celebrate unity and friendship during Corlith. It's a reminder of who we are. This year, it feels especially significant. With our new alliances forming, our celebration carries even more hope." "Hope seems to be the underlying theme," Alex noted, glancing around at the cheerful faces. "I like it." "Good," she replied, winking. "Now try this." Lyra handed him a small plate filled with brightly colored fruits and pastries. He took a tentative bite, and a burst of sweetness exploded in his mouth. "This is amazing." "What is it?" "Umara, a local fruit, combined with our milpadra, a sweet pastry," Lyra explained, her eyes lighting up. "It's a crowd favorite." "Definitely a favorite of mine now," he replied, reveling in the flavor. As he continued to munch, he watched her animated gestures, feeling the warmth of her excitement. "Let's go to the dance circle next," she said, taking his hand. "You'll love our traditional dances." "The dances?" he chuckled. "I guess I'd better loosen up." "Just follow my lead," she replied, her laughter ringing in the air. As they approached the dance circle, colorful banners fluttered in the wind, setting the perfect backdrop. Thalaxians spun and twirled around a central fire, their movements fluid and mesmerizing. Lyra pulled him into the throng, and together they began to sway to the rhythm of lively music played on exotic instruments. "See? It's not so hard," she called, laughing as he stumbled a bit while trying to match her grace. "I might need a little more practice," he admitted, smiling as he regained his balance. "But I'm having fun." "Fun is the key," Lyra exclaimed, twirling away. As she danced, her movements were full of joy and freedom. Alex couldn't take his eyes off her, feeling the rhythm and the energy around them pull him deeper into the moment. After several exhilarating dances, they stepped aside, breathless and laughing. "I didn't know you had moves like that." Alex gasped, trying to catch his breath. "I have many talents," she teased, her eyes sparkling. "You just have to discover them one by one." Alex leaned closer, his voice lowering. "You make it sound like a challenge." "Perhaps it is," she said, her tone playful. "But right now, we must try the scholar drinks." "What are those?" he asked, intrigued. "An energizing beverage made from the nectar of our brightest blooms," she explained. "Come on, I'll show you." Lyra led him to a colorful stall where several Thalaxians were stationed, pouring vibrant liquids into intricate cups. She handed him one, a deep blue concoction that sparkled in the light. "Cheers," she said, raising her cup. "Cheers," he echoed, clinking his cup against hers before taking a sip. The drink was refreshing, with an unexpected blend of sweetness and tartness. "I can see why this is popular," he remarked, savoring the taste. "It's amazing." "Now you're ready for the next part," Lyra said, her expression shifting to one of excitement and seriousness. "The storytelling hour is about to begin." "Storytelling?" Alex raised an eyebrow. "Yes. Each Corlith, our elders recount tales of our history, our struggles, and our hopes. It's a way to pass down wisdom and keep our culture alive." "Let's not miss it then," Alex said, suddenly eager to learn more about this new world and its people. They made their way to a cozy area surrounded by soft cushions and a makeshift stage. Thalaxians settled in, their attention focused on an elder who sat on the platform. The air was filled with anticipation. As the elder began, her voice carried through the crowd, weaving intricate stories of bravery, love, and loss. Each tale resonated, filled with teachings and lessons that awakened something within Alex. Glancing at Lyra, he saw her engrossed, the way her eyes sparkled with understanding. "Do you have stories like this on Earth?" Lyra whispered, her gaze still fixed on the storyteller. "Very similar ones," Alex replied softly. "In a way, these stories shape who we are and how we relate to each other. They're reminders of our humanity." "Precisely," she exclaimed, nudging him. "We're not so different after all, Commander." As the tales flowed, Alex felt a connection deepening, not just with Lyra but with the people around them. The barriers that once felt so daunting began to fade, replaced by a warmth and understanding that transcended mere words. After the storytelling ended, the crowd erupted into applause. Alex turned to Lyra. "That was incredible. Thank you for sharing this with me." "I'm glad you enjoyed it," she replied, her words laced with genuine warmth. "It's special to witness a new perspective." "Speaking of new perspectives," Alex began, "do you have any favorite stories?" Lyra pondered for a moment. "There's one about a young Thalaxian who ventured beyond the stars, seeking new alliances. He returned with treasures and friendships, reminding us that the universe is vast, but the most important connections can be found in unexpected places." "That sounds like a valuable lesson," Alex interjected. "It sounds a lot like, well, us." "Precisely," Lyra exclaimed, her eyes wide with excitement. "We may be stepping into something beautiful together, Commander." Alex couldn't help but smile, feeling a rush of emotions. "So, what's next on this adventure?" "We must find the illumination displays," she said, pulling him toward the central square. "They'll light up the night." "Lead the way," he said, exhilarated by her spirit. As they navigated through the night-clad festivities, the excitement crackled in the air. Alex felt a bond growing stronger as they faced the unknown together. At last, they reached a clearing where towering structures shimmered, adorned with twinkling lights that danced like stars. "You see that?" Lyra pointed as vibrant displays pulsed with life. "Every color represents a different story, a different emotion. Let's immerse ourselves." "Let's do it," Alex agreed, feeling a mixture of anticipation and joy. As they moved closer to the dazzling displays, Lyra's hand slipped into his, intertwining their fingers. The world around them dimmed in comparison to the warmth that surged between them. "Together," she said softly, looking up at him. "Together," he echoed, feeling a peace he had never experienced before. And as they stepped into the colorful glow, it was clear to both of them that this was only the beginning of their shared journey. The stars above filled the night sky as they embraced the magic of their worlds, intertwined in an uncharted path that was both new and thrilling. Chapter 3: Shadows of Doubt. The night air of the Lax Prime was electric, twinkling with the lights of the illumination displays. Alex and Lyra found themselves entwined in a lively atmosphere alive with laughter and the rhythm of alien music. A cool breeze whispered through the crowd, carrying the sweet sense of the festival. "Can you believe how magical this place is?" Alex exclaimed, gazing around at the pulsating colors of the installations. Lyra squeezed his hand playfully. Just wait until the grand finale. It's the highlight of the festival, fireworks that light up the entire sky. Sounds like I'm in for a treat, he replied, his excitement barely contained. As they wandered through the festival, talking and sampling treats, Alex noticed small clusters of Thalaxians whispering and glancing their way. He couldn't shake the feeling of being under scrutiny. Lyra, do you think they're talking about us? He asked, trying to keep his voice light. Who? The crowd. She followed his gaze, a frown creeping onto her face. They're curious, I think. You are the first Earth commander to participate in our festival. Curious or judging? He asked, concern lining his voice. Alex, she said gently, turning to him. We're navigating uncharted waters here. Some people will choose to embrace new friendships, others may find it hard to accept. Right, he said, furrowing his brow. But I didn't expect tension. I thought we were past that. Change takes time, even among friends, she replied, placing a reassuring hand on his shoulder. Let me show you one of our traditions that symbolizes unity. It might help. What did you have in mind? He trusted her instincts, eager to move forward. Follow me, she said, leading him away from the crowd deeper into the heart of the festival. They arrived at a large open space adorned with shimmering lanterns and a central fire pit, where Thalaxians were gathered in a circle, some holding hands. The atmosphere felt serene, a stark contrast to the lively chaos of the festival. What's happening here? Alex asked, intrigued. This is our unity circle, Lyra explained, her voice calm. It's where we share our thoughts, hopes, and even fears. Would you like to join? Alex hesitated for a moment, the weight of uncertainties pressing down on him. You think they'll welcome me? If you're open, they will be, she assured him, her eyes pleading. These moments create understanding. You'll see. With a deep breath, Alex nodded, stepping into the circle beside her. As they settled in, the elder from the storytelling earlier stood at the center, her voice soothing and inviting. Welcome, friends. Tonight, we share our experiences, and with each word, we weave the fabric of our community. Let this be a time of connection. Lyra looked at Alex, her expression encouraging. He could feel the warmth of the fire and the weight of the expectation pressing down, but he also felt a newfound resolve. Don't think too much, she whispered. Just speak from the heart. When it was his turn, Alex rose, the warmth of the fire illuminating his face. The dozen or so Thalaxians watched him, their expressions a mix of curiosity and caution. Hello, everyone, he began, his voice steady. I'm Commander Alex Reed from Earth. This place is incredible, and I can't express how grateful I am to be here. He took a breath and continued, I'm here to create connections and to learn. I won't pretend to understand your lives fully, but I'm committed to trying. We all share fears when it comes to the unknown, and I imagine that's true for both of our worlds. A murmur of understanding rippled through the circle, and Alex felt a flicker of hope. I guess my fear is that I won't SD in bridging our worlds. I want to contribute positively, but I'm also worried about the tension this meeting may bring, he admitted, glancing at Lyra, who gave him an encouraging nod. A Thalaxian woman sitting across from him spoke up, her voice resonant. Your transparency is refreshing, Commander. It shows courage, she said. Sometimes the unknown is scarier than the truth we want to ignore. We share those sentiments. Many of us fear what this new alliance could bring. Thank you, Alex replied, feeling relieved. If we are to walk this path together, it's essential for us to express our worries openly. Another Thalaxian chimed in, but it's hope that brings us together, too. As you shared your fears, it reflects our own desires for unity, trust, and acceptance. Lyra's eyes glinted with. Began to feel connected, no longer a lone figure standing at the edge of a foreign land. When it was Lyra's turn to share, he leaned in, eager to hear her words. Today, I stand here alongside Commander Reed, not simply as a Thalaxian ambassador, but as someone who believes in the power of connection, she started, her voice steady and clear. Our cultures may seem worlds apart, but tonight reminds us that we all share fears, dreams, and hopes for a better tomorrow. A warm smile broke across Alex's face as he listened to her words, feeling the weight of his own uncertainties lift. What we create now matters, she continued, gesturing toward Alex. He is here to learn, just as we must learn from him. Let us not shy away from our differences but embrace the beauty they provide. As Lyra finished, the crowd erupted into gentle applause. Alex felt her hand squeeze his, and he met her gaze, feeling the bond solidify. They spent the next hour sharing stories and hopes, the barriers dissolving with each passing moment. Finally, the elder rose once more, her presence authoritative yet comforting. "Let us seal this moment," she proclaimed. "In unity, we forge friendship." As the fire crackled under the night sky, each participant took a piece of brightly colored cloth, weaving them together in the center. Alex watched as the Laxians tied their pieces, a tapestry taking shape, a symbol of their shared aspirations. "Do you want to join?" Lyra encouraged, handing him a vibrant cloth. "I would love to," he responded, taking the fabric with a sense of reverence. Together, they wove their pieces, an act of mutual commitment. "This tapestry will represent us, our hopes, and our growing friendship," Lyra explained, her voice filled with conviction. In that moment, Alex realized that amidst the unknown, there was potential for growth. He could see the path unfolding before him, and though doubts still lingered in the back of his mind, he felt a sense of purpose igniting within. As the last threads were tied, the elder blessed the tapestry. "May this be a reflection of our journey, a commitment to the bonds we foster." Afterward, with the ceremony concluded, Alex turned to Lyra. "Thank you for guiding me through that. I needed it." She smiled warmly. "You spoke from your heart, which is the most vital part of building this connection. Still, I can't help but worry about the political landscape back home," he confessed. "Fear can hold us back," she said. "But we're building something new together, always together." As the festivities continued around them, he felt a renewed sense of direction. The night illuminated not just their surroundings, but the path ahead, woven together by shared experiences. With Lyra by his side, Alex was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that every step taken together was a step towards something extraordinary. Chapter 4: An Unlikely Alliance. The days that followed the council meeting were a whirlwind of activity on Lax Prime. Alex found himself balancing preparation for potential negotiations with his growing connection to Lyra. Each day, he was increasingly aware of the sparks flying between them, not just in conversation, but also in the subtle gestures and shared glances. One bright morning, Alex met Lyra in the garden outside the Valiant, the sounds of the festival still echoing in his mind. She was surrounded by colorful alien flowers, her expression lit with enthusiasm. "Good morning, Commander," she called, her voice bright. "Morning, Ambassador. What's the plan today?" he replied, a smile spreading across his face as he approached her. "I thought we could go over the plans for our cultural exchange program," she said, holding up a neatly organized datapad. "Then we can brainstorm ideas for the upcoming presentation to the council." "Sounds good," he said, glancing at the datapad. "You've been putting in lots of hours." "I have," she admitted playfully. "But it's exciting work. There's so much potential in what we're building." "Let's see what we've got," he said, settling next to her on the cool grass. Lyra glanced down at her pad, her focus shifting. "I've outlined a few key points we can tackle first. We'll need a shared vision." "Shared vision?" Alex echoed. "Right, we need both cultures to see the value in collaboration." "Exactly," she replied. "The initial focus will highlight the benefits of cultural exchange, art, music, and language. We can have workshops and events to showcase what each culture can gain." "Workshops sound great. I know a few talented Earth musicians who would love to collaborate," Alex suggested, excited at the possibility of cultural mashups. "And maybe we can set up some artistic exchanges too, like mural collaborations." "Wonderful," Lyra exclaimed, her eyes sparkling. "I see it now. A massive mural uniting our worlds on the walls of both our capitals." Alex chuckled. "You think big, don't you? I like that. Just wait until I share my crazy ideas," she teased, sticking her tongue out playfully. "All right, let's get practical," he said, pulling the datapad closer. "What about these language workshops? We could start with a basic vocabulary exchange." "I'm all for it," she said, her tone shifting to businesslike seriousness. "But we should also include cultural nuances like idioms and customs. That's often the hidden meaning." "Great point. The last thing we want is to accidentally offend someone," Alex replied, nodding in agreement. "We could also invite some elders to share local legends and stories." "Perfect. I believe stories play a significant role in connecting audiences," Lyra added enthusiastically. With ideas flowing, they felt the conversation grow more energized. Hours slipped away as they meticulously pieced together their plans, balancing practicalities with bold aspirations. A new challenge ***. Just as they began to feel optimistic, a shadow crossed over their plans. Mason joined them, his expression serious. "Hey, Commander, Lyra," he said, his tone clipped. "We need to talk." "What's going on?" Alex asked, noticing the unease in Mason's stance. "I overheard some council members discussing their hesitance toward our cultural exchange proposal," Mason informed them, concern etched on his face. "They're worried it could threaten their traditions." Lyra's face fell. "That's not what we're trying to do." "I know, but some people will cling to their fears," Mason replied. "We need to address this heathen if we want them to come around. Right? But how?" Alex asked. "We need to include more community-driven activities in our proposal," Mason urged. "Things that involve them directly. They need to feel involved and invested." "Good thinking," Alex acknowledged. "We can't just come in with grand ideas. We need to give them a stake in it." "What do you suggest?" Lyra asked, her determination reigniting. Mason scratched his head. "We can have collaborative projects. A local festival or exhibition where Thalaxians and Earthlings display their art, music, and culinary highlights. Integrating our cultures in a celebratory environment could ease tensions," Alex added, intrigued. "And we could set up booths to promote language learning." "Exactly. Interactive experiences could change minds," Mason said, his tone lightening. Lyra looked at both of them, her spirit renewed. "All right then, let's revise our proposal. We can meet with the council again and present this expanded vision." "Is it a good idea to move this quickly?" Alex asked. "What if they're not ready?" Mason shrugged. "We have to try. If we wait, fear might fester." The presentation ***. With the plan restructured, Alex, Lyra, and Mason gathered the necessary materials for their second presentation before the council. They spent the night refining their ideas until they felt ready. When morning arrived, the council chamber felt a combination of charged anticipation and unease. Elder Talek took the lead. "We welcome Commander Reed and Ambassador Lyra back to present their refined proposal." Alex stepped forward, remembering his previous fears about presenting to the council. With a deep breath, he began, "Thank you for allowing us another opportunity to share our ideas. We understand that many of you have concerns, and we're here to address them." Lyra followed, her voice clear. "Our goal is to create genuine connections between our cultures rather than seeing this as dilution. We've taken your feedback to heart. Let's hear your revised proposal," Elder Talek encouraged. With palpable energy, Alex and Lyra laid out their new ideas, carefully articulating how community-driven activities could foster unity. They highlighted the potential for collaborative festivals and projects that would engage both Earth and Thalaxians, creating lasting relationships built on understanding. "By bringing our cultures together in a celebratory format, we hope to dispel the fears surrounding this partnership," Lyra concluded, her expression earnest. After the presentation, council members murmured among themselves and Alex held his breath, hoping for a positive response. Elder Taylor spoke first. "Do you truly believe joint festivals will ease tensions?" Alex nodded. "Absolutely. Engaging directly in shared experiences can change perspectives. The arts have always been a bridge." Elder Talek regarded them thoughtfully before nodding slowly. "Your arguments carry weight, but we cannot promise immediate acceptance." "It's a start," Alex replied, feeling the pressure ease slightly. Another elder chimed in. "I propose an intermediate festival where both cultures showcase their creativity in smaller formats before we move to larger events." "Yes," Lyra exclaimed, clearly excited. "A test run will allow for adjustments and demonstration of goodwill." The other council members exchanged glances, and Elder Talek raised a hand to signal for silence. "Then let us move forward with what you propose," he announced. "We will begin preliminary planning for the festival." Feeling hopeful ***. After the council session, excitement coursed through the three of them. "It worked." Mason cheered, a huge grin on his face. "I can't believe we managed to sway them." "Yes. That went better than I expected," Alex said, relief flooding through him. "Let's start planning immediately," Lyra insisted, her eyes shining. "We need to bring the community in right away." "You got it, partner," Alex said, feeling the camaraderie growing between them. As they gathered to brainstorm the festival details, Alex realized they had crossed a bridge into something new, developing not only a collaborative endeavor, but also a unique bond between each other. With Lyra, every discussion became not just about their respective worlds but also about their shared journey. A journey filled with challenges, laughter, and a palpable connection that he couldn't ignore. Ready to dive into planning? Lyra asked playfully, nudging him. Only if you promise to keep the crazy ideas coming, he replied, grinning. As long as you keep up, she teased, her spirit igniting the air around them. Together, they dove headfirst into the details ahead, feeling the excitement of the road unfolding before them, more than just allies, but partners embarking on an unprecedented adventure. Chapter 5, A New Dawn. The day of the joint festival dawned bright and clear on Lax Prime. Excitement buzzed in the air as Alex stepped onto the Valiant's observation deck, surveying the vibrant landscape below. The planet's lush flora gleamed under the morning sun, and he could hear the distant sounds of preparations ringing through the atmosphere. Mason, are you ready? He called, grabbing his jacket and heading toward the exit. Ready? I was born ready. Mason's voice boomed from the shared quarters. A moment later, he appeared, adjusting his uniform with a grin. This is our first major event, and I'm not about to sit on the sidelines. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, Alex cautioned, following Mason down the corridor. We still have to make a good impression. Just keep your charm on high, Mason shot back with a wink. And they'll eat it up. As they descended toward the festival grounds, colorful banners fluttered in the wind, creating a kaleidoscope of hues. The aroma of delicious food wafted through the air, tantalizing their senses. When they arrived, Alex spotted Lyra directing a group of Thalaxians as they set up booths for art displays and culinary offerings. She turned at the sound of their footsteps and her face lit up with enthusiasm. Commander! Mason! You made it, she exclaimed, waving them over. Everything is falling into place. It looks amazing, Alex said, admiring the variety of decorations and activities being put up all around. You've worked hard. Thank you. But we're far from finished. We need you two to help with the final touches. Lyra replied, a playful glint in her eyes. What can we do? Mason asked, looking around eagerly. Let's start with the language booth. We need to set up space for demonstrations and materials, she instructed, delegating tasks with ease. On it, Alex responded, heading to grab the supplies. Mason followed, enthusiasm bubbling with each footstep. As they helped set up, the atmosphere buzzed with activity. Thalaxians milled about, exchanging goods and setting up performances. Alex couldn't help but feel a rush of excitement building within him. After an hour of work, they rejoiced at the sight of the completed booth, now adorned with colorful banners showing basic phrases in both Thalaxian and English. Looks incredible, Mason declared, wiping his brow. What's next? Lyra looked around, momentarily lost in thought. We should check on the food stalls. The culinary exchange is one of the highlights of the festival. Lead the way, Alex said, eager to join her. As they approached the food stalls, the rich, savory scents enveloped them. Thalaxian dishes were intermingled with a variety of Earth cuisines, showcasing the best of both worlds. Welcome to the feast, a cheerful Thalaxian vendor called, bustling with excitement. Try our famous Zilkori twists. Lyra grinned and pointed to a colorful selection. You must taste the Zilkori. It's unlike anything on Earth. Count me in, Alex replied, grabbing a sample from the vendor. He took a bite, savoring the unique blend of spices and softness. Wow, this is amazing. Mason joined in, taking a generous helping. Now, this I could get used to. Just wait until you try our Earth dishes, Alex said, nudging Lyra playfully. You're in for a treat. As they continued exploring the food stalls, Lyra suddenly stopped, her expression serious. Alex, look over there. He followed her gaze to a small group of Thalaxians standing apart, whispering among themselves. They appeared skeptical, casting glances in their direction. Do you think they're concerned about the festival? Alex asked, unease creeping into his voice. It's possible, Lyra replied. I recognize some of them. They've been hesitant about our cooperation from the beginning. Mason frowned. What should we do? Lyra squared her shoulders, determination etched on her face. Let's go talk to them. We can show that this festival is for everyone. Are you sure? Alex asked, feeling a knot in his stomach. Yes. It's essential that we address their concerns directly. Besides, it's a chance to bring them into the fold, she urged, taking a step toward the group. All right, let's do it, Alex said, following her lead, with Mason right behind. As they approached, the skeptical Thalaxians turned their attention toward them. Lyra smiled warmly, her voice steady. Greetings. We wanted to take a moment to share our excitement about the festival today. This collaboration is important to bring our two worlds together. The leading Thalaxian, a woman with striking features, crossed her arms. But why should we celebrate with Earth? Will you take away our customs? No, we aim to enrich both cultures, Lyra replied, her tone calm and collected. Today's festival is a celebration of our differences and similarities. We can learn from one another rather than replace one another. Learning does not erase who we are, Alex added, stepping up beside her. This festival is a way for everyone to showcase their heritage. The group murmured amongst themselves and Lyra pressed on. Will you join us in the celebration? It's essential for us to come together, and your voices matter just as much. After a moment of silence, the leader softened her expression. Very well. We will join, but only if our traditions are honored. Absolutely, Lyra responded, her face brightening. We will share the stage with our customs here today. And I promise you that nothing will go unnoticed, Alex added. You'll be proud of the contributions each culture lends. I will hold you to that, the woman said. Thank you for coming forward. As the group dispersed, Alex turned to Lyra, a mix of relief and pride surging through him. That went well? You were brilliant, she said, beaming. And it's a huge step forward. Thanks, but you led the way, he said, realizing how far they had come together. We both did, she replied, her gaze serious. Today means more than just this festival, it's about building lasting connections. Encouraged by their recent interaction, Alex felt a newfound sense of purpose. Let's keep this momentum going. They returned to the festival, energizing the atmosphere further with laughter and camaraderie. As people began to gather near the main stage, the first performances commenced, showcasing a blend of Thalaxian and Earth music. Alex and Mason joined the crowd, reveling in the rhythm. This is fantastic, Mason exclaimed, bobbing his head to the music. I love the way they interact with the audience, Alex said, taken in by the lively spirit surrounding him. Lyra stood beside him, watching the celebration with a gleam of delight in her eyes. This is just the beginning. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, the festive atmosphere grew even more vibrant. The culmination of the festival unveiled a spectacular display of lights, illuminating the horizon in a symphony of colors. Ready for the grand finale? Lyra asked, her excitement palpable. Always, Alex replied, taking her hand. As they stood together, hearts racing in rhythm with the festival, Alex couldn't shake the feeling that they were witnessing something monumental, not just in terms of the festival, but in their journey together. The buoyancy of camaraderie wrapped around them like an embrace as the lights danced above. And to think this was all born from two different worlds coming together, Lyra mused. 2 worlds and 2 eager minds, Alex said, beaming at her. Let's create many more memories like these, she said softly, her gaze locked with his. I wouldn't have it any other way. In that fleeting moment, as the night blossomed with color above them, Alex felt the bond between them solidify. It wasn't just about the festival, it was about what lay ahead, an adventure forged by trust and understanding, one where they could conquer any challenges waiting in the star-speckled void.